Hello and welcome to Dysfunctional Dialogue. I got with me here, these guys are two good friends, great friends, since they were wee ones. These guys go way back together. It's my brother Jim and my pal Pete Mosca hanging out, having a good time. Let's have some fun, guys.
So it goes back to kindergarten. Just going to say, it was at the bus stop. That's how I remember. Pete might remember it differently. But first time going to school, we didn't have pre-K back then. It was basically kindergarten half days. And we met at the bus stop, became friends. And then it was like that first day, any kid's like, hey, I'll be your friend. Everybody's friends. Doesn't freaking matter.
Instant
right?
love at first sight.
Instant love, you betcha. And so we go to the school, and then they break up, right? Because there's two kindergartens. And if I recalled correctly, I'm going to go with the names. He'll just maybe if it was Mrs. Nemec, and Mrs. Walsh. And I got Walsh, and he got Nemec. I was very upset.
Yes.
It's like, what the hell? We can't be in the same freaking class. This is bullshit.
Jim, stop pounding the table, Jim. You're bouncing all over the place.
All right. I might have to change my position.
I think it's important, John, that everybody realizes that, Jim is your brother and I'm not. I'm the Pete and Jim is your brother,
I guess I wasn't specific on that.
And yet you're a dead ringer for John. I don't know.
That's right.
Like, twins.
Yeah. Hey, Pete, I feel like you're a brother, Pete. So let's, let's cut that out right away. So as far as I'm concerned, Pete, you are a brother.
No doubt. No doubt.
So look, you guys, so interesting, Pete. The reason why this is entitled Dysfunctional Dialogue is, and you might remember, you and I were talking at an event recently, I don't know, a few years ago or something like that. And I was telling you that I was going to write a book or something about our neighborhood, and I was going to entitle it Dysfunctional Neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
That's where this comes from right now, this title from here. And you were saying you had exactly the same kind of thoughts where you wanted to write about our neighborhood was nuts in the best possible way, nuts. And with that, I'm sure that there's tons of things to talk about, and I'm so happy I got you guys on here. So let's have a little fun. I can see you're chomping.
We were the normal ones. We were the normal ones, man. Look at the people I used to wear by the Sloans. They were nuts, those people.
Yeah. Well,
I remember Eileen always tells the story to one guy. He got her Barbie and started like taking bites out of her breasts and stuff. And
wow,
yeah,
little kids.
Anyway,
you know what?
No.
I think Eddie Vedder knew about that kid, and he wrote Jeremy about him.
There you go.
That's funny.
Absolutely.
That's funny,
man.
Yeah, so I do recall that conversation, John, and I do still have one in here, back here, wherever it is, and mine is just going to be Rosedale Avenue, and it's gonna focus on me at first, and then as we get closer to that 8th episode, I'm gonna bring in the younger crowd and then the older crowd, my brother and sister crowd, and then your crowd with Steve, and that would be like more of a focus in season 2. Where you get into the more of the backstory in season 2, and then season 3 would be it. Just 3 seasons, perhaps a movie when we're all done if it's successful.
Yeah, I love it, and that's the perfect.
Wait, time out.
Okay.
I thought you were you were going to also branch out to a little bit of high school as well. No?
Oh, in the series? Yeah. Well, that's the first. The focus of the first 8 episodes. But we got to. My thing is, I'm going to rip off Coppola, and I'm going to be sitting in a chair like this all by myself, with the thought machine going on, the voiceover behind me, and then I'm just going to slump over, and then we go back in history because, that's how I'm going to move on, and the chair just, so.
I love it, Pete. I love it. Because, and that timing, the way you line that up is perfect, right? Because you and I, we spent a lot more time in the later years, right? Jim was at school and we were hanging out. Of course, a ton of time with all of us around the neighborhood in the early days. The stick ball, fumble tackle, kill the man with the ball, hockey, street hockey, all that good stuff. Football up at the park.
Taking a refrigerator box and going over to Zitzer's wall or going down Pete's stairs in a box because you're protected in a box. Yes. As long as you're in a box, even though there's just 5 or 6 of you in a refrigerator box, you're set. You're protected. Let's not forget that.
That was fun. And then we even went over Joey Biss's wall.
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah,
I
yeah.
talked about
Absolutely.
that in
Because you
another
can't get hurt.
episode.
You're in a box.
Yeah.
I talked about that in another episode, and you fall over the wall, and then you get up, and meanwhile you're like your bodies are all like mangled together, and you hit this
Yep.
big thump, and you get out, you're like a little disoriented, you're like, let's do it again.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And then I think I might have mentioned with Steve one time on this cast how, and it was Pete's stairs that we launch ourselves off of onto a twin mattress that you guys were like throwing out, and we were way high up, and you had this one twin mattress that was pretty far away for people our age, particularly my age. You were 4 years older, but holy crap, that was so stupid and beautiful at the same time.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That also could be like the sub theme of any kind of book that you might write or TV show that I might write. You know, stupid, but fun at the same time. So. Yeah, I do recall that actually, because I believe that was the mattress that almost lit the 23 Rosedale.
Johnny's matches when he with the cigarette.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah.
He fell asleep with a cigarette. My mother was frantic because she didn't know where I was, but I was on the roof. I crawled out on my window, and I was out on the roof, and I was ready to jump onto the cherry tree if I had to.
The cherry tree.
So yeah, that's a joke with the family, they know. But yeah, I was, had to take care of number
So basically,
one. Listen, the fire was right next to me, so it was gonna get to me first, probably. If it went
so Johnny was doing the best he could to take you out.
That's it,
and somehow you escaped.
Yep. So I could be here tonight, which, by the way, I gotta say, if I read correctly, John, you are now over, what is it, 50?
It's it's just in regards to views. My channel on YouTube is above 250,000 views.
250,000. Okay, so I had the wrong number. I'm glad you corrected me. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's fun. It's fun. Yeah, it's just. But you know what?
You know how many days, how many hours it takes me to freaking keep going in and viewing so we get those numbers? What the hell?
Jim's having another earthquake.
I've done at least 100,000.
Jim's having.
Actually, I've never done one, to be honest with you. To be just to be clear,
He hasn't.
I haven't viewed it. Haven't done anything.
Pete, the first time I tried testing with Jim, you have another earthquake going on there, by the way. The first time I tried testing with Jim, he first set up, and I'm like, Jim, you want to move the camera? He had it like this, where his eyeball was like the camera like that, and then a little later on, I'm hoping I can find that footage still. A little later on, he's like, well, I'm going to go in the other room. I think this will be better, and he put the computer down. And he wanted to show this nice background behind him. Yeah. But all you saw was his baseball cap. Yeah. So it looked like the baseball cap was sitting on this pathway of this picture behind him. Like, Jim, it's like I'm talking to a hat. So anyway, that's Jim for you.
And basically the personality of the
Listen,
hat, too. So there you
go. What do you expect from an attorney? If it's not in the court of law or it's not in some type of proceeding or something like that, you got to expect... keep those expectations down,
Very, very low, exactly.
See,
that's why we're friends. He knew always keep the expectation. You can't trust me to do anything right. So there you go.
Jim, Pete, you got to know my expectations of Jim have been tampered real well over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more you know me, the more it gets tampered.
Well, listen.
You should speak to Morelli.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling she'd say differently.
Just to be kind. So going back to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, every morning, you wake up, and in my mind, it's every morning. It wasn't every morning, obviously, but my mind echoing back to back then, you'd hear Puffy banging on his car across the street from you guys, just banging and cursing his mind out, and your brother would come out and be like, "Good morning, world!" Like at the top of his lungs, as loud as could be, and later on he started doing Opa! Like super loud, just echoing around the neighborhood. And we would so like it would be like a stickball game, right? We would come out and like, where's Pete? Also Pete comes out, and fuck, Pete, you're the best, man, because you would come out, and so we were in a middle class neighborhood maybe or something like that, blue collar neighborhood, and none of us really cared how we were dressed. We were all just whatever. It was, we're going out to play. We're having a little fun. Pete would walk out, and correct me where my memory is going wrong here, but I'm going to try to explain how Pete was attired during like your typical like stickball game, or probably maybe more like a street hockey, more of like a fall type of a game we're playing.
There
He
you
would
go.
come out and he would have, let's see, he would have a long johns on and a pair of shorts with the long johns sticking out from underneath, orange Converse, right? Orange
Well,
Converse.
Listen, those are my Cleveland Brown spikes. But yeah, go ahead.
All right, very good, very good. And I want to take a long sleeve shirt and then like a t-shirt over it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it was perfect. I always just love that look, man.
Listen, I was styling.
You were styling.
Way ahead of my time. So
You were, man. You were crushing it for
But
sure.
he was stylish. I remember in high school, I remember that Billy Joel song came on about whatever it was, about the tie and everything else. He went there.
Yeah. Well, listen.
I can't remember what the song says, but he went there. He bought that clothes type of
Yeah.
look.
Yeah. I think it was. It wasn't. We didn't start the fire. I think it was before that.
No, it was before that.
It was rock and roll. I think.
Yeah, it's still rock and roll to me.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, Jim, keep that camera so you're like all over the place. Move your camera down a little bit. At this point, I'm doing it just to piss him off. No, but you have to do it. I'm telling you, you're all over the place. It's a pain in the ass in edit, Jim. Please help me out. I beg of you.
I shouldn't be using this table. I should move.
No, just stay where you are. It's good. All I'm
All
asking
right,
is just
all
tilt the camera down or something a little higher up on the screen.
Let me share a quick story, Jim, for you. Okay.
Okay.
So when I was working for the New Jersey Association of Realtors, we had a relationship with NJN, New Jersey Network. So we were hosting their fund drive one time, and I hosted with the co-hosts from NJN, and I was getting, the girls were younger, and I was on stage, and they would cut to me, and I would talk, and I'd be like rocking back and forth because I was so used to holding the babies at that time, and I'm talking about Barney and the whole deal. So on break, the producer says to the NJN host, "Would you get that guy to sit still or stand still because he's killing us."
He's killing us. Thank you, Pete. Thank you. Oh, Pete, I don't know if I ever loved you more than right
moving
now.
was a
Pete.
good thing.
Domingo Carreras Pavarotti. That was the show that was on that night. The three tenors. Yeah.
Is that right?
man.
Did you have to speak in Spanish?
No.
They had somebody dub in for you.
Yeah, no.
All right, so you two. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what you remember, what you don't remember, but you guys must have a
I don't remember
ton
anything.
of stories
Yeah.
going back to your early days. Let's say maybe St. Anne's.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to hear just a little insight. I remember, Jim, you had told me that I want to say it was you and Pete and maybe another person or two had left something in the ceiling, in the drop ceiling, in the downstairs
that sounds so
cafeteria.
familiar. Yes, we definitely did that. I'm trying to remember what that was, but yes, that is definitely true. I just don't remember.
That's too bad you don't remember what it was. You got to go back there and see if it's still there.
But that was definitely something that happened. Yes, I just don't remember what it was.
Oh, that's too bad.
And that also might have been the time when he and everybody else went on the field trip to like whatever it was. It must have. I think it was the field trip to Great Adventure,
Mhm.
and we were left behind.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
And maybe that's what. And we were down there, and maybe we took something and put it in the ceiling. I think that's what it was, but I'm not positive.
I love that. So
Yeah.
you guys had your own great adventure, I'd imagine, by being left
There you
behind,
go.
right?
I don't ask me to remember
Yeah,
that.
we
Man. I can't remember, but yeah, I just remember. Yeah, we were left behind.
I think it was, and it's starting to come back a little bit. I think it was a teacher's, like something the teacher had on his desk, and the teacher.
Could very well
I
be.
think it was, and the teacher really liked it. It was one of those things, and that's why
That
we
sounds
snagged
about right.
it and hit it. I think
Of
we were trying to
course.
get back.
Of course.
I think.
Hey, well, we can't go.
Yeah.
No, screw you.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to have fun. You're going to be miserable.
So
There we go.
when you guys would do
Very
your
vindictive.
hijinks as kids, right? I was fortunate. I had a very angelic face as a kid,
Yeah.
and I very rarely got in trouble for the stuff that I did. Between the two of you guys, when you guys were pulling your stuff, who was getting in trouble? Were you guys able to pull it off, or were you guys getting in trouble?
Well, I think I probably got in trouble more than Jim did.
So
I have
go ahead, Pete.
I have this look still today. I have this look that people just want to punch you in the face.
That's not true at all.
You know?
That's funny though.
Well, who's that person? Somebody punched you in the joint one time. You're like, oh, look, I could take a punch.
Yeah.
You got hit in the joint. It was like, yeah,
Gosh, I don't
want to knock somebody else out.
I remember.
I don't remember who it was and when, or I just remember that.
I remember in high school.
But I will say, with regard to that, just so we're going to go ahead a few years, I don't remember the whole story, but I'm sure Pete remembers more because he was affected by it. But we were in Limpert's van, and the cops pulled us over, and there was weed inside. They found the weed, and and then I believe, nobody's admitting to it, but I think Pete, I think you were the one, and maybe somebody else, that kind of took the fall.
Oh, that was very nice of you. Even though it wasn't yours, Pete, that was very nice of you.
Well, it was in a box. It was a cologne box. I can't remember. It was one of those late 1970s colognes. I can't remember what it was, but it was my brother's cologne, and I had put it in the box, and I shoved it all the way down to the bottom of an egg basket because this was right after Goosey Night. And we went around Goosey Night in Limpert's van, and we were over the police radios because we heard it. Look out for the blue van. Anyway, this was like a couple of days after that. So the police officer grabbed me and threw me in the car because, again, the face, plus I have, and Jim, you could back this up. I had a hard time controlling my voice at that particular time. So I was being very vocal about how they can't do this. You're not allowed to do this.
Absolutely.
Right away, right by the shoulder, threw me the car. 15 minutes later, he comes in, he goes, hey, all your friends said it was yours, so was it yours? And I'm like, okay, it's mine.
Oh, Damon, I hope the cops were lying. I hope these guys didn't.
I'm hoping.
I don't remember, but who the hell knows? And I got to admit, probably is true. I'll be honest.
Oh,
I don't know.
Dude, I have to
don't
say,
remember.
that's terrible. That's instant canceling friendship right there. That's
yeah. If he was smart, he would have.
No.
He's a glutton for punishment.
Listen,
I just remember that because he wasn't too happy about the whole thing either, which rightfully so.
Well, again, this is the one time where the face helped because the face happened to be white. So when a white kid and an attorney walk into a court of law back then, slap on the wrist,
very
and
different.
You're gone.
Right. Yeah. If you had been a few shades darker, man.
Yeah, I would have been.
Wouldn't have been good. Yep. Wouldn't have been good.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you mentioned the van, right?
Yeah.
There were a lot of fun times that happened in that van with you guys, I'm sure. I was involved with a couple of them. The Who concert in 1982, October 12th, I think it was. Well, we piled into that van and we went to the show. Man, that was just an epic night. I saw them 3 times out of 4 days. It was such a week. I was so spent.
I flew back from Buffalo to see him.
You came back from Buffalo
because I saw him. I saw him in Buffalo, and then I came and I flew back from Buffalo to see him with everybody else.
Right. And so Pete or Jim, you have any other stories that associated with that van? I mean, that you could maybe tell on here. It might be the other caveat.
Yeah, I'm not going to go too much in depth, but I know one that we were both involved in. It was me, Jim, and I gotta say, it's a little awkward. Not awkward, but I'm focusing on saying Jim rather than Jimmy, just so you know.
Yeah, Jimmy's fine.
That's fine. I'm good with that.
I wasn't sure, but anyway, it was me, Jimmy, Tony, God rest his soul.
God rest his soul.
And I think Crow, when we went to the
Jeff Crow.
when we went to the Pretenders concert. You remember? It was the old it was a dance hall and then it turned into a club a rock concert place. Oh gosh. You don't remember the name of it? Anyway, we drive into New York in the van. Now the one thing you might not remember about that van is it burned. Like it burned the oil and it had
I do remember that.
How could you not
a
remember
horrendous
that?
smell to it, right?
Yeah.
Well, never mind the carbon monoxide coming out and getting stoned while you sat in the back.
Right.
You weren't sure you were going to get to where you were going. That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, we did get there. So Jeff Crowell is the first one. He throws up as soon as we get there. Okay? The second one to throw up was Jimmy. I threw up the third one. Tino threw up. And we all wound up throwing up that night because we drove in that van with all the fumes. But the Pretenders were great. This was the original band. So, yeah, it's something with an S. It's driving me crazy.
So wait, your story is that you guys were not inebriated. It was the fumes from the van that made you.
Oh, we
throw
were
up.
inebriated.
Yeah, no, I'm not claiming a lack of inebriation. I'm not saying that.
Oh, okay.
But it had nothing.
Well,
It
think
had
about it.
nothing to do with that. We weren't.
Oh,
you
really?
know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Back then, we were drinking that. What the heck name was the vodka and the orange juice? You get it in a quart.
Oh, Tequila Sunrise?
Yeah, we were drinking stuff like that. We're not throwing up on that. It wasn't like we were downing JD or whatever. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
So yeah, it's crazy times. I figured you'd remember that one.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was just times. I mean, I just remember driving around in that
Oh.
thing and like, I mean, we went camping in that, right?
Yes.
Up in Harriman.
Yes,
So
up
we
in
did
Harriman.
that.
Let's see.
Uh,
This is going to be hard to show.
Oh
Can you see
no.
that? Can you see the scar?
Yeah, I see a slice
Yeah.
there.
Okay, so I'm gonna another God rest his soul, Chucky. We
Oh,
went up
Chucky.
in Tino's
yeah,
van
Chucky.
up in Route 17. Hiking.
Yep.
Nighttime. We're walking. I slip. I fall because it had just rained, and I go and I reach down and I go, oh, my hand! I must have put my hand in a puddle. And we're walking a little bit more.
No.
And I'm like, what the hell? I go, I forget who had the flashlight. It might have been Chucky. I say, Chuck, bring that light over here. Pulls it over, and my hand has got a big hole in it right in here.
Oh.
And Chucky went right to work. Even back then, he was like a medic. He knew everything about
that right?
taking care of people.
Oh, good.
He's
for him.
wrapping it up, the whole deal. The next day, I go to and I'm, what are we, like 18 or 19 at the time. I still had my childhood
Yeah,
doctor.
18
I go to him.
It was
He
still
goes-
high school. Yeah.
Dr. Rosen, he goes to me,
Senior year.
whoever did this for you saved your finger.
No
That's how good
shit.
of a job he did. But yeah, well, we still, wrapped it up and we were there until the next morning.
Yeah, I was gonna say you still
yeah,
partied.
yeah,
You
yeah.
weren't
Yeah.
leaving.
Oh yeah, well we didn't leave. No doubt. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
we're
you
not
would have to
going
have
there.
lost the
Say.
finger, I think, to leave.
Probably,
right there.
I don't know. It would have been tough.
It would have been tough.
Oh man.
But yeah,
No, I mean it was just that van, everything about
my
it. I mean,
gosh,
it was a party van,
Classic.
and and then we'd be driving down Route 4 and everything else, and I remember Tony being like, no brakes, and he just go flying through the light,
yeah,
No
True.
breaks.
The one time it was just Tony and me, and we pulled into the high school, right? And he's pulling into the parking lot, and he's going like this, and then he goes like this, and it's basically the wheel came off. He's got it in his hands like this.
It was,
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you
It was a
kidding
Death
me?
Mobile. No, I'm not kidding you. It actually, the steering wheel came out.
not at all.
That is incredible.
Oh, it was nuts. I thought you were going to mention when you were going there. Do you remember how many times you had to push start it because it wouldn't start?
Oh yes, constantly.
Yeah, the good old jump start.
Yeah. That thing was a monster. It was like a 1966 van.
Yeah.
It was like just heavy as hell. Because I remember one time we were working at Romans, right? Me and his brother Scott and I and of course Tony. We pulled out, and as soon as we pull out, we feel something like boom. What the hell was that? And then we look around, and behind us is this Toyota Corolla, demolished, totaled. He's got a dent in his truck about that big.
Yeah.
This is little dent. Whatever.
Yeah.
That was a fun car. That was a lot of fun. That van.
It was. Yeah, it was built for those types of things, and he and we.
For those types of things. It was when they conceived that vehicle,
Yeah.
they're like, you know what? We want to make sure
That's what
that
they-
when this thing is all run down, it can still protect the people that are getting smashed.
You don't remember the commercial, but it said, if you and your pals are going out on Goosey Night and you want the cops to know this is your car, this is your van. You want to be able to go on races with the other car going up Garrett Mountain, this is your van.
Best car ever.
Yeah,
To this day, still the best car ever.
it was.
I would love to see that commercial.